You know, I talked about an amnesty program and hoped that I would run across a sympathetic ear like Governor Ducey. I wish America could be sometimes like Governor Ducey in Phoenix, where he made a law at 3 o'clock in the morning and then made another one not to question it. And that was no more said other than me saying that I wouldn't put up for it. And backed by Channel 3, his buddies, to put the image out that it was nothing wrong with that. How many times have he did something like that and they haven't announced it? They announced this like it was the norm. Is that how we get now? I see people on Channel 3, Spanish people, with the two-face, not even be concerned or not even riding with the prejudice that's going on in Phoenix. Not only are they prejudiced, that's not up front and foremost, their prejudice towards out-of-towners, it's almost like the dope dealer calling you a hype, but you're supporting his weird livelihood. And he calls you a hype and a drug addict. In the same face as taking money from you. It's almost like I don't step in churches no more. If you can prove that the Pope is more holier than me, I can prove that he isn't. Why should I give a preacher that's supposed to be a fisherman of men money to accuse me of being a sinner? After all, I don't think it was the intent. If you want to believe in God, and I do. I mean, it's too late in my life to change horses now. It was never meant to go to a church for a chosen few to hear the word to learn how to fish. Do I have to go to AutoZone to learn how to fix a car? Do I have to go to church to learn how to be holy? Church, and do I have to give an offering, a sacrifice to the preacher of my money for him to ridicule me and call me a sinner? It is not, I think, the intent for you to go to a church to be ridiculed and called a sinner, and on top of that, you pay to get insulted. That is just like going to the dope dealer, and I have been 30 years dealing with dope dealers, and some really, really mean ones, where they tell you straighten that money out, slap you on the head and you take it, stand in that line and shut up, only to take my money and give me something to kill me. Isn't that something? So one day I got a hold of some, I don't know what it was and how I did it and what the circumstances was. I got a hold of some counterfeit money. And we go to this place in Chicago Heights. It's called a Horseshoe. Not many people know what I'm talking about. And it's a dark tunnel. And I say, I'll get you back. But if I would have got caught, they would have killed me. I think I had about $100, $150 in 20s, and they were counterfeit, and it was dark. And these people were greedy and ruthless and mean. And in my height of addiction, I took that money and I bought dope with it. And the next day, I went there. They never knew who gave it to them. The next day, they told me, well, Washington, make sure there ain't no counterfeit, because we're going to catch that motherfucker. And I felt justified and satisfied that I got them back and made them realize that it was somebody smarter than them. But why should I go to church to be called a sinner and give an offering, a godly sacrifice, like you're slaughtering a lamb back in the days of worshiping an idol, to be ridiculed and called a sinner? If you're a fisherman of men, you should be out in the community teaching them how to fish, not having a chosen few that you invite into your church to take their money and to make the preacher more prosperous than you. It is a waste of time. It is something to keep you occupied. It is something to keep you from the current events of what's going on today. So what I think of you being a preacher, I think you've got a little off track when it says be a fisherman of men. Thank you.